Hello Age of Wonderites, welcome to the Orc edition of this How to Play series. I'm going to start off with the ranged unit, the Orc Razor Bow. They cost 70 gold and 4 upkeep, 39 health, 28 movement points, 8 defense and 7 resistance. Here's the upgrade tree. Of course you got to minus the stats that we gain for being a trooper. But on elite medal or gold medal, they gain first strike, and first strike means whenever attacked in melee combat, this unit will attack first, so whenever defending. And here is the unit. Very interesting colour scheme in these guys, all randomly picked at the start. And the description, you guys can just pause the video and check these out. So I haven't read all the descriptions, but the Orc Impaler has a very interesting one, or the spearmen. 7 damage from the short bow. Short bow has the worst modifier to range, so you've got to get a lot closer than the bow or the longbow to get rid of the minus 50% modifier. For the longbow, you can shoot from any range; it's fine. For the bow, you got to get a wee bit closer, but for the short bow, you got to get considerably closer. Melee strike is 8 damage. They do inflict bleeding wounds on their melee and ranged attacks, and units that do have this ability afflicted upon them take 4 physical damage every 2 turns. Every turn for 2 turns. And they are orcs, so they inherently gain night vision, which is +2 vision underground. Now then, the great sword is a very interesting looking unit, and another guy that has a sword that's bigger than him. So here's the description. The great swords broke our ranks. Here we go, at the bottom. So 50 gold and 4 upkeep, 47 mana, 28 movement points, 10 defense and 8 resistance. Let's see, on elite medal they gain inflict bleeding wounds. They do have overwhelm, so they deal +3 physical damage against pikemen and shielded units. They are infantry, so they naturally gain wall climbing. Orcs with the night vision. They're also armoured, so that's actually +2, so that's 12 defense. Here are the spearmen. Now, these pretty much aren't spearmen, they are javelin men. They do even have the ability called throw javelin, and personally from my own gaming experience, to be a spearman you have to have that pike trait. You have to deal extra damage to cavalry, but these guys don't. That's their they just throw javelins. And there's the description. So they are tier 1, they are your irregular unit, so 40 gold and 4 upkeep, 40 health, 28 movement points, 8 defense and 7 resistance. And the upgrade tree, being irregular, they don't gain any nice special effects. I think only maybe the Draconian Hatchling is the irregular that gains anything nice. Maybe the Elven one too. So they do throw a javelin, a single shot, straight shot, so it doesn't go up and over obstacles, but does deal nice 10 damage. Melee strike deals 11 damage, a little bit more than the other irregulars because they are orcs, and orcs deal more melee damage. They do have sprint, and sprint means it's an ability that you can activate in combat, and it'll give your units +12 movement points, and it also means the enemy can't attack them when you run by. So no attacks of opportunity against a unit using sprint, but you can't attack after you've sprinted that turn. Orcs, so they get night vision, but they do also have these nifty little shields, so +2 defense against frontal attacks, or anything that isn't a flank or a backstab. Here's the impaler. These guys look so sinister. Like they've got jaw, like a giant jawbone or something as a spearhead. It's just cool, really cool. And here's the description. We stab things. I live for the stabbing. I stab them first because I have a big stick. This end is sharp. It's for stabbing. It's just so good. It's just so orky. So anyway, they cost 50 gold, built in 1 turn when we've got all these buildings. But you're looking at 4 upkeep, 47 health, 28 movement points, 10 defense and 8 resistance. Here's the upgrade tree. So on elite, on gold medal, they gain armor piercing, and armor piercing just negates armored. So they gain +2 physical damage to combat the +2 defense. Being a pikeman, they do gain first strike and polearm, and again first strike when defending you will attack first, and polearm is +5 physical damage against mounted and flying units, so that would actually be 18 damage. Yes. Okay, I think I went through all the stats. Yeah. Okay, the Black Knight is one of the better cavalry in the game. Not only do they look really good, but they've got some great stats to back it up. So here's a nice description. It's a very big description. Okay, so tier 2, so they cost 8 gold, 59 health, 36 movement points, 12 defense, and 8 resistance. And here's the upgrade tree. On veteran or bronze medal, they gain armor piercing, so they deal more damage against armored units, plus 2 damage. And on gold or elite medal, they gain overwhelm, so they also deal extra damage against other pikemen and shielded units. Now they deal 14 base damage, 3 times for the melee strike, once per action point used. Now they also have polearm, and that changes the way this cavalry works. They're basically mounted pikemen, so you gain plus 5 damage against mounted and flying units. Now in Age of Wonders 3, every hero and leader is mounted, and they're always on some form of mount, so these guys are just very fast hero killers. A couple of these guys just hunting down heroes that have been left in a very small army, they're devastating. They do also have charge, which comes from being cavalry, and that's plus 6 damage. If you've moved 4 or more hexes that turn, the first attack will deal 6 extra damage. And they are also armoured, so plus 2 defense, so it's actually 14. Now here's the Orc Priest. And these guys look insane. Yep, and the description. Let's see, where's the top of this? I felt him coming, my throat caught, the hairs on the top of my feet stood on end. Interesting. Okay, tier 2, so 8 gold, 45 health, 28 movement points, 9 defense and 10 resistance. Here's the upgrade tree. So on their first medal they gain blight protection. On their second medal they gain more blight protection and dispel magic. And dispel magic will take buffs off of a target unit, also take the debuffs off a target unit, so you can use it on allies or use it on enemies. But it will take them all off, so it'll take buffs off of an ally too. On the expert level they gain further blight protection, and on the elite medal they inflict noxious vulnerability and severely poisoned. Severely poisoned makes the enemy take something like 4 poison damage per turn. Noxious vulnerability, I'll check it out at the end just so I don't give you the wrong information. So they do inflict, they can shoot poison bolts up to 3 times per turn, 1 per action point, and that deals an 8 poison damage, and it's arcing, so it'll go up and over obstacles. 10 physical damage per attack. They do have a nice ability called Throw Curse, which has 11 potency, is checked against resistance and blight protection. And if it affects the unit, you're talking about -2 defense and -2 resistance, which is very, very nice. So they do have True Sight coming from the support stat. True Sight lets them see invisible or concealed units, anything hiding in bushes or whatever. And they also have that nice blight protection coming from our first medal. The Orc Shock Trooper, and also they do cost 20 mana. That's another thing to note for the magical support unit. Just like the Shock Trooper, 150 cost and 20 mana as well. And this is your racial tier 3 unit, and these guys are scary, very dangerous. Maybe one of the best, well, at least one of the better. It's between them and the Firstborn, in my opinion, for the best melee tier 3. These guys even stack up against the tier 4 class units. But here's the description for you. And the bottom. Fantastic. So tier 3, so 16 gold upkeep, 70 health, 32 movement points, 13 defense and 9 resistance. Here's the upgrade tree. So on their bronze or veteran medal they gain armor piercing, and on their elite or gold medal they gain martial arts. Martial arts gives you plus 5 defense against attacks of opportunity and retaliations, so it's a fantastic ability. Now their basic attack deals 17 physical damage, and that happens once per action point. They inflict bleeding wounds, which has I think a 9 potency every time you attack. So for every 3 attacks in the chain, that has a chance of being applied to the enemy. And if it does, that enemy will bleed for 4 physical damage every turn for 2 turns. They are also tireless, so they don't spend any action points on retaliations or attacks of opportunity. That means if this unit is attacked 5 times when defending, he will retaliate every single time, whereas without tireless you can only retaliate 3 times. well, per turn. They also have Overwhelm, +3 physical damage against pikemen and shielded units, so that will go up to 20. Infantry all gain wall climbing. They're also armoured, so they actually have 15 defense, which is very, very nice. Now, what was that ability? Noxious. I spelled it right. Good. Okay, so the unit suffers -2 resistance, which synergizes really well for a magic unit. Yeah, because that -2 resistance means their poison is going to deal extra 2 damage, which is always good. So, I'm going to end our turn here, guys, and the next video we're going to start off on goblins. So I'll see you guys there. Boom.